press. Brand new news, front page, who is this? All black on, real low key, take a guess. I stand out from the rest, no contest. I've been the man, I am him. Only fear God with the fear God I'm in. Been blessed, prayed up, amen. Now I'm getting to this money like a paper route kid. Extra, extra, read all about it. Extra, extra, read all about it.
Alright guys, if you're watching this before December 16th, you still have a chance to get entered to win this thing.
5 weeks ago, we recovered this four-wheeler that fell 300 feet off a mountain. The remains of that 500cc ATV are what we're using to power this mini Jeep. Then we decided to church up the whole idea and build a 1000cc Ultimate Mini Jeep for good reason. We need one of them that will be able to wheelie.
Oh yeah.
So now we're dealing with all the problems that come when you're doing things to things that shouldn't be done. Kind of like our wood wheels idea.
Oh! No! First, we had to strip these four-wheelers, cut the frames, and force these mini Jeep bodies on. Then, the next big problem was converting it from center drive to left-hand drive like a normal Jeep. And now we've just got a few intricate odds and ends to finish up on these things, and there is a good possibility that one of these things might actually drive out of the shop in this video.
If we're building the Ultimate Mini Jeeps, we need the ultimate wheel and tire setup. So this is a 29-inch TSL SX tire with a 17-inch Raceline wheel, which is the same wheel and tire setup on all of our Jeeps, just mini.
17?
Isn't it a 17?
No.
Oh, it's a 15. It's a 15, Alex. The cool part about this whole thing was also we have like a miniature size one of our big Jeeps. And now with these, it really hits home and sells it. So the tire Alex chucked off is for the 1000. These ones we have for the 500. They're a little bit narrower. You can see these are pretty fat. But I think these are gonna work perfect for the 500, and these ones are gonna be perfect for the 1000.
There is not a tire out there ever that has ever been made that is cooler than that tire.
Dude. That Alex, look at this. Oh my. That
No.
is like chef's kiss.
Oh, we gotta get them on.
Like, I don't even believe what I'm seeing right now. It's funny getting this excited about tires. I bet any chicks watching this are gonna be like,
What are
what's
they
the big
talking?
deal? This is the greatest day of all of our lives.
My God.
This is exactly what we were hoping it would look like.
That is the sickest thing I've ever seen. Holy crap. They literally look like mini Jeeps now.
Well, now that we know the tires don't hit the body at full bump, we can put the springs back on. The 1000 looks like an unproportional like toy you'd buy from Walmart. Like it just nothing about it looks like real.
You're gonna hurt Alex's feelings. He loves the 1000.
Hang on, no, I love.
Kevin is talking like he's proportional.
I love the 1000. Don't get me wrong, but the 500 looks like a proper mini Jeep. Like it looks so good.
Well, now we get to do the part that I was dreading this whole time, and that's the floor.
This is about like trying to build a square box that fits a basketball perfectly on every edge. Anyway.
That wouldn't be that hard.
It wouldn't?
No.
How the flip do you do that?
Just measure the basketball and build a square around it.
It's really easy, actually.
Is that on every edge? You flipping goop?
The floor has got to be one of the hardest things to do on one of these because there's so little room to work with, but you've got to maximize the amount of space that you have for your feet to go. The 500 is one thing, but the 1000 is going to be probably twice as hard, so we put Alex in charge of that one.
I don't even know where to freaking start.
These are days that we don't really think about when we're like planning these videos. Like, hey, let's church up our mini Jeep. We can do that in like 2 weeks. These days we need to start remembering how hard this stuff is.
While those guys are figuring out the floors in the mini Jeeps, I've got to rebuild the clutches, the primary and the secondary on the 500 because we are running bigger tires now. We need this clutch kit that Wild Boar ATV sent us out that will replace some of the parts in here and make this belt a lot happier with running those bigger tires. So I don't really know what I'm doing. Never really done a whole lot of this before, but I'm just gonna take a whack at it. Looks like you were making some progress.
I'm trying to. The hard part, well, the easy part, is these bottom floor panels because they're flat. I'm gonna make this one just like that one, and then I've got to figure out how to cover all of this. And it's just not square, nothing's easy. I'm really doing the easy part right now, but after this, it's gonna get hard.
How far are you?
I've actually got like the main floor built over there on the bench, and now I've got to make like kind of cardboard templates for the floor where it's got to get cut out and then lay these on the floor of that thing so I can actually get it in here and see what else needs to get cut. There's a good chance I'm gonna be building this twice.
There's just something about doing things twice around here.
Well, I already cut the panel wrong, so I've already had to patch it in once, but it's gonna look better now, and now I learned my lesson.
Right.
Okay, so the clutch here, the primary is done. It's all cleaned up. It's got a pretty new red spring in there. All the rollers are rolling good, as well as these are new weights. So everything seems to be working smoothly and good, except I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I broke the bolt that goes right there. I thought the instructions said a different foot-pound, and I went and it went, so.
Wow.
I put a new bolt in that, and the secondary here is super nasty and gross. Like, the mice that were living in this for all those years in the mountains literally peed and crapped all over this thing, and I have to like sand that off and Scotch-Brite. It takes forever. But what I ran into was these little things. I don't even know what they're called, but it's where the helix goes and sits down inside. Those are broken and cracked and wore out, so I've got to go find those before I can put this thing completely back together and put back on the machine.
No way! You guys will never believe what just showed up.
I almost never thought this day would come. Our freaking silver plate.
100,000. That is not.
What's it made out of?
It's aluminum.
Is it aluminum? Oh my gosh.
The old Peck brothers.
Who would have ever thought?
I don't know why you guys watch, but we sure appreciate it.
All right, after some research last night, I found that those three little pieces in that secondary clutch are called buttons. And I'm hoping that somebody's got them in stock today, because then we can put this all back together, put it back on the machine, and that one will be that much closer to getting ready to drive out of the shop.
seems like everything we've got is always out of fuel.
No, that's just your stuff.
Oh. Positive thing is, every time we fill up with fuel, we can get cash back using today's sponsor, Upside. It's really kind of a positive for me because it gives me an excuse to fill the truck clear full of fuel because you get cash back on every gallon instead of putting like 15 bucks in it just to get home.
Upside is leveling the playing field by offsetting inflated prices by giving you cash back from things like grocery stores, gas stations, and restaurants.
$1 million of cash back is being earned by Upside users every single week.
If you're like us, every dollar counts going into the holidays, so we're going to use our cash back to help us buy more Christmas presents.
The Upside app is super simple to use. All you gotta do is download the app, hop on the map and check for one of the 100,000 businesses on the app that are offering cash back, claim an offer for whatever you're buying, then pay as usual with a debit or credit card, follow the steps in the app, and get paid.
Top earners on Upside are getting as much as $300 cash back every month.
To find out how much you can earn, scan this QR code or use the link in our description to download the free Upside app. Make sure to use code PEGBrothers to get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank of fuel. That's 25 cents extra back per gallon on your first tank of fuel using code PEGBrothers. Thank you so much, Upside, for supporting our channel and sponsoring today's video.
Well, Peck luck may have changed today because the only place in the whole valley had one pack, and they're the right one. So we were so pumped about it, we ended up getting a spare belt, and Alex ended up getting some boots, so we're ready to go. All right, I'm gonna get the secondary clutch all put back together and then put both of them on the 500, seal them up so we can check that one off the list. While I'm doing that, Caleb and Alex are gonna finish up the floors in these.
I don't know why the flip, we have to do the floors while you do the flip and clutch. The clutch is gonna take about 20 minutes.
I haven't heard any complaining out of you, just a ton of him.
That's a normal day around here. This one ain't bending as easy as the smaller ones. I'm afraid we're gonna have to get back.
This is your one chance to leave me alone with your self-esteem intact.
I went up there to see what she was up. She was mad. She didn't want me there. She's tired. She's angry. Every time I use Beth, she hurts me. So I will let you guys go get Beth.
Well, you don't have a choice. We gotta get her.
I'll film. I'll film.
Beth doesn't like you anyway.
I
so.
know, dude. I relief cutted this whole thing. 4 90-degree bends that Beth would have knocked out. I didn't want to mess with Beth, so I relief cutted them, and I don't really know what that has to do with it, but I didn't want to go get Beth.
Oh, he's got it right here.
Let's keep sliding.
Already. Already hearing owls.
Yeah, which part doesn't
I don't know.
pinch our finger?
I mean, all of them will pinch your fingers, but.
I saw a little bit of purple in Braid's face.
You see that vein popping out of my eye?
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
There goes the sand.
Whoops. What are you carrying it like that for?
Yeah.
Wow.
You.
You built this thing. Mm-hmm. You can't be complaining.
Well, Beth's done almost everything I've needed it to do.
Besides most of it.
Besides, I've only done one thing. Okay, hold on. Before you do anything, I want you to apologize to Beth for everything that you said.
You really should, even without Brady wanting you to, because Beth is always listening.
Well, I'm just trying to anticipate how I'm gonna get hurt before it happens.
You can't guess it. She'll hurt you and you won't even know what came. So.
Oh, we got the whole loft being sided up there today, so that's pretty fun. You're gonna see these big buff guys in the background. You ready to see Beth work?
I've already seen Beth work, but
She
you
likes
can
to
do it
work,
again.
you guys. Look at that.
because you apologize.
I don't know why you guys have such a problem with Beth.
You do. You and Caleb do. I love Beth. I built Beth. I have a connection with Beth.
That's why it hurts.
And
us,
you
kid,
two.
because Braid built her. Dude, look how perfect Beth freaking is.
Yeah.
Caleb literally relief cutted, bent it with his hands, re-welded it, now he's grinding it just so he didn't have to use Beth.
I guarantee he would have been done with that in about a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah, we probably would have let him go home for the day, but he's stuck here now. How's that grinding?
Going great. What?
Beth would have bent that in about 30
yeah, Beth
seconds.
would have been it fine, but I'd be in the hospital right now, so I feel like this is faster.
I've had it.
So for the last 3 years, we've been making you guys the best content that we could possibly make. And recently we decided that there's some content that we could bring the world that doesn't really belong in our YouTube videos. So we decided that as soon as we hit 100,000 subs, we're going to start our podcast. And then that came like much quicker than we were anticipating. So we had to buy all the equipment to do the podcast, and that equipment can't get like sub-zero temperatures in here, so we had to put the heater in the shop. And now we've got our buddies that actually built the shop back, and they're paneling the upstairs like above the loft, and we're gonna make it a super sick studio to do our podcast in. So we are obviously working on it. All this stuff takes time and money, but we are getting it done as fast as we can. So this is the last piece of structure on this floor, and it should be good. I mean, I've got to build this little cover for the carburetor. This is cut out. It should be dialed, ready to get mounted.
What's up?
Hey!
I hate to interrupt, but I saw in your last video that you guys went and got a tree. And I'm really proud because I know you don't got time to go get a tree. But we can't just have that poor little thing sitting up there all sad like that. So I got you guys some lights, just like I did last year too. But we're gonna need you guys to go out there and get it down.
Down here?
Yeah. Look how lonely it looks.
I don't know what we'd do without you every year.
You probably have a tree without lights.
Got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no. We gotta fix it. Oh, it's like the Grinch's tree.
Oh. Ah. That's it, I'm not going.
Well, I wouldn't call it straight, but it's up.
I'd be a little careful putting the lights on it.
Perfect.
So cute. Hey, whoa, you gotta help me with lights. I ain't doing this by myself. This has to be at the bottom, right? Or can we start at the top?
You're the light girl. You should know these things.
Well, Lane is electric.
We're gonna get on, these lights are gonna be broke too.
You guys had a way bigger tree last year, so we've got 116 feet of light.
116 feet? We've got about 4 feet on it.
Yeah. You guys are gonna have a real lit up tree.
There you go. There's the end of that.
Oh, good.
Oh, heck yeah.
Great.
We gotta turn off the lights. See what Callie's tree looks like.
Maybe some Christmas spirit will help you guys be in better mood. Where's the end? You ready?
Yep. Hey! I love it.
That's so cute. We need some ornaments. Maybe I'll be back.
Caleb and Alex have completely outdone themselves on these floors. I had no idea they were capable of doing this kind of work.
I don't know about that. I don't know if you've looked at it close enough, but it's done. Well, it's as done as I'm gonna do it. This is kind of just like anything. You could spend like a year making this thing perfect, or you just run it because it works. I had to make this thing to cover the carb and kind of where the intake goes out. Gear shifter all works. It doesn't even hit. And then I had to build like these both sides. This thing was a freaking headache. Probably the single most time consuming piece of this whole mini Jeep. But there's enough floor room for me to sit. I have like a size 8 shoe and I can sit in this thing both feet and it works perfect.
That ain't really the case on this one. There was a lot to try to get around, but luckily you still have a decent amount of foot room, and I had to make this whole thing removable because the air filter's in there, and then the whole thing wouldn't set down in here because of the steering column, because of the gear shifter. So this thing lifts up out of the way. I got this made.
Dude.
It holds the gauge and the key and our little performance button and the light switch and all that stuff. So,
You have completely outdone yourself.
Dude, this thing's sick.
Don't expect it again.
This center console turned out like 10 times better than me and Brady were expecting it to be.
When we put Alex in charge of the floor, he told us he hated and didn't know how to do tin work.
None of us are good at it though. That's like,
Well, we don't have the tooling to do it either.
Well, yeah,
everything's cut with a grinder and bent with our hands and Beth.
yeah, huge shout out to Beth. I mean, I hate to say it, but she's part of the reason that these look as good as they do.
This 1000 is dangerously close to being able to drive.
Working in a construction zone.
But we've got 3 big problems. We've got no brakes. The wiring is far from being done because a bunch of stuff had to move. We might have to extend a bunch of stuff. And the exhaust is a big problem because we don't have a muffler on. But if those 3 things were done, this thing is ready to fire up and get pulled out of here and go ripping.
And I think all of that is achievable today. Lucky for us, this whole exhaust system worked around everything that we built. So the only thing that's an issue is how big this muffler is. It sticks out like, 6 or 8 inches too far. The body ends like right here. They make aftermarket exhausts that like turn it sideways, but it wouldn't really work that good and they cost money. So the plan is to take and chop like 6 inches off this factory muffler, weld it back together, and hopefully we don't ruin it. I feel like I'm gonna get roasted in the comments because who the flip cuts a muffler in half and tries to get it to work? Chances are pretty good the 4-wheeler ain't gonna run right after I do this. There's a baffle inside, isn't there? Flip. It ain't even almost separating. I'm gonna make a little window, see if I can figure out what's going on in there. This is looking like it's gonna be a little more complicated than I was thinking. What I know now is this is way above my pay grade. So I had to cut this thing off that was like a brace in here holding these baffles. And I think I know what I'm gonna do, but there's a chance that it might rattle, like when we're hitting whoops in this thing. But it's as good as it's gonna get, and I think this will work. I don't really know for sure what this is made out of. I think it's stainless. It's got like a little bit of magnetism though, so maybe it's mild steel. I wouldn't imagine that they would have made it out of steel, so I'm pretty sure it's 309 stainless. We're gonna find out if it'll let us MIG it, and then I'm gonna take the outside. Hey, Maybe. It's letting us weld it, whatever it is. We don't need to get all the way around. They just can't rattle.
What are you doing?
I start turning the wiring, the hole, but it still works after I do that.
Are you you were taking a picture of this? Was it because you didn't remember where that one went, or?
No, it's because I've got to de-pin these, run them back, untangle all of them, and run them up this.
Oh.
Because this used to go to the handlebars, so it was with the harness, with the gauge, and all the switches, but now we have to run it separate, so I've got to untangle it back so I can run it a different way. I just need to make sure they go back in the same spot.
Well, if this thing runs and steers and drives, it'll be a miracle.
I'm with you there.
Just like that. All it needs to do is get welded back together. And that was 10 more horsepower gain, I guarantee it. Finished product.
You even got the heat shield on the end.
Thing looks like a ding. Slipped right in there. Dude, that is perfect. That was so much work.
Oh my gosh. How freaking cool is that? I hope it sounds cool.
Yeah, I'll bet it's gonna be a fair amount louder. It lost a bunch of the packing, so it's probably gonna be nice and loud.
To make good news even better, this back bumper that I made literally works perfect with the muffler. And I was thinking, what am I gonna do in here? That's it. Done. That's great news.
I mean, that really just tied that all together. Like, even the lines work on it.
It's not sitting in there perfect yet, but we can deal with that later. We gotta drive this thing.
Well, we got the computer mounted in the only spot it could go. And everything's plugged in, but there's only one wire. I can't figure out where it goes. Right here, right by the starter, there's nowhere for it to go. There's nothing under here, there's nowhere behind here. It just plugs into the body somewhere. But my guess is that maybe it plugs onto the air box right here, maybe like an airflow sensor. So I'm not gonna count that out until we get the air box back on. And then we're really close to firing this thing up. Dude, I am so excited to drive this thing. Like, I'm dying. It is gonna be so much fun. I am a little worried about the steering though. It's kind of hard to turn.
It's way hard to turn.
I don't know if it's gonna be better like as we move. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that. I hope it's comfy because when you turn it now, the muscle in your shoulder right here gets real wore out. So if it sucks, we're gonna have to tear apart the steering and do it again.
Well, the steering is one of the things that I'm worried about. You guys took off the sway bar because you thought that was a good idea. Kind of a little bit worried about that. I'm worried about the tuning now that the muffler's changed. Hopefully that didn't change much. And I mean, we have a pretty low center of gravity, but by the time two dudes get up that high, I feel like that's going to be a little bit sketchy.
Brady's worried about way too much stuff. All this thing needs to do is get put in drive and be able to move from A to B. It don't need to be perfect. It don't need to even be good.
Well, just so you know, me and Caleb didn't just take the sway bar off because we felt like it.
Yeah, we weren't just hanging out over here wondering what we could delete.
It literally was in the way of these. So, if we can put it back on, that would be nice.
The other problem that we had was our brake problem, and we haven't decided yet if that's going to go up on the handlebar things or down by your foot, but this thing has to be mounted perfectly level. It can't be like this because the air's going to bleed out the top, or else it'll lose prime. So we've got to come up with a brake solution. So today, when we get this thing going, we're going to have no brakes. What'd you bring us?
Some cinnamon rolls.
The big one's mine. Thanks, Gears.
Thank you.
This is to say good luck, and I hope your mini Jeeps work.
Well, we've only got one that we're testing, but I think this is good luck for sure.
Well, if it doesn't turn out, then at least this will make your day better.
Right.
Thanks, Curious.
Topped off with the frog masking tape holding the gauges down.
That's how we mount stuff from now on.
Well, boys, I think this is the moment we've been waiting for 5 weeks now. The question is, does it start, does it steer, and does it go?
And what does it sound like?
And what does it sound like now? And, oh, I got one more. Who's driving it first?
It's never gonna be me. I'm the youngest, so I'll film.
That's true. So
I just count me out.
You're counted out. And normally I'd say it's me because I'm the oldest and the smartest and everything. But Alex has put the most work into this thing.
I think Alex has.
So if Alex wants to drive it first, you got the honors.
The honors.
I'll take it. I'm freaking pumped. This is literally gonna be better than Christmas morning if this thing starts and goes. You ready?
Yeah.
Everybody's loose and stretched.
What's the plan with the brake though? I just want to double check because I just got told that I'm riding in it.
That's a good point.
Does this thing move when it's in low or high, like in gear, or do you have to give it gas?
You gotta give it gas.
So it'll stay put.
Yeah, but you're the brake guy.
Okay, so I have to hold the brake.
You either have to pull the brake, or you have to grab onto one of these lugs
Stick
with your
my
hand.
leg out. Stick it out on the ground and drag it.
Hey, you gotta be in here because
No, I want to hear it.
You gotta pull the brake to start.
You can hear it sitting in it.
Just pull the brake start. I want to hear it.
Let's see if the screen comes on.
Ooh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Nothing.
What?
Oh.
Oh.
Mmm.
That would do something.
The check engine light's on now.
Hold on, we gotta find whatever that goes to.
All of this
I've
excitement.
had
Are
it.
you kidding me? I've got adrenaline going.
Gotta take the whole mount off now. That was tough.
That sucks.
But look what I found.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
What?
Didn't plug that in.
You think I would have messed that up on purpose?
You think that is gonna get rubbed through and ground out?
I don't know if that's gonna take care of the check engine light or not, but
Look what he did. He brought it up.
See?
That was
Wow.
good.
Now we gotta remount the mount. Okay.
Do we have like duct tape or anything more substantial than that?
We're too cheap to buy duct tape.
okay, my adrenaline's going now.
Alright. Screen on.
Ooh. Oh,
Does this have a choke?
that don't sound.
I wonder if
What's going on
the
here?
bolts are too low.
Oh, that was fire.
Fire!
Yeah, there was sparks out of there.
There was
What'd you
definitely
do?
sparks. That was not me.
Well, you messed with the muffler.
What does the muffler have to do with that?
Wait, could the coil things be switched? Spark plug?
If they are, I'm gonna be very upset.
That's not cool at all, because that whole thing has to come clear back out to fix that.
No!
Oh, okay. It's not gonna go, okay? I'm just gonna say
I
that.
don't want to take the whole thing off. I feel like Brady could get his little fingers up in there
Little
and
fingers.
switch them. Yeah, little tiny hands.
If we need little hands, we're gonna use yours for sure.
Come on, you're the one with the little hands.
Telling Mom you said that. Alright. 1, Alex is fired for making floors anymore. But 2, I think I flipped them, so this might work.
Did you know you're supposed to make the floor so you could get the spark plugs switched?
The goal was not maintenance. The goal was to make a floor.
That is a good point. He's on something there. Alright, we're switched. Fire that thing up.
Because I did deep hit all of
Dude, that sounds good.
Yeah.
no brakes.
That sounds about like Alex's Jeep, so he's used to this.
We're gonna get hurt for sure.
Crap don't need to get finished for you to have fun. Oh, mini brakes! Reverse.
Dude, this isn't happening right now. Yeah, I do not like this at all. Not even a little bit.
The funnest thing I've ever been.
I think you're about to be going solo.
Oh my, I can't even believe how fun this is.
Yeah, I can tell you're real comfortable with it already. I think I'm gonna walk.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Extra, extra, read all about it. Extra, extra, read all about it. Extra, extra, read all about it.
Dude, that thing rips. Holy flip.
It looks like it's hard to keep that thing straight.
It does. That kid is not.
That's gotta be terrifying with no brakes.
No brakes, and he's doing that on the asphalt. This is the coolest thing we've ever built.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
That thing has so much power.
Dude, and like the chassis can handle it too. Alex driving it is terrifying.
Dude, with the body not being mounted and having no brakes, this thing is freaking sketchy. So I don't dare like really rip it, but once a few things are really done, this thing is gonna be nasty.
He doesn't dare really rip it, he says.
I can't wait, dude. It's killing me. We gotta finish this thing up. And you're driving it first.
Guys, if you've ever wanted a mini Jeep, this is your last chance to get entered to win this brand new one and $1,000 cash. Well, the Jeep was brand new until Alex decided to drive it down the road on 2 wheels. It's super easy to get entered. Anything you buy off of PeckBrothersOffroad.com gets you automatically entered to win this Jeep.
We have over 50 things on the website right now, and I'm not gonna lie to anybody. This has got to be my favorite one. It's the latest one that we dropped, and I don't even know why I love it. I just do. I've got like 3 of them in my closet.
As a mom, I really appreciate that we carry high quality kids' clothes. It's a one-stop shop for the whole fam.
Now, I'm not trying to flex on anybody, but I single-handedly designed this shirt, and it's literally the sickest shirt we have. Plus, it's on sale in the clearance section right now.
Okay, if there's one thing about me, it's that I'm super picky about my clothes. I love neutral, comfy, good quality clothes, and this Essential tee is my go-to.
There's a reason we call this the Essential. It's a Peck Brothers must-have, so we dropped it in a hoodie too.
Alex thinks that he's cool for designing the Western tee, but I designed a tee that we actually made a sticker out of as well. So I think we all know who's on top here.
Nothing better than getting in the closet in the morning and pulling out a Peck Brothers sweatshirt. This happens to be one of our best. So not only are you going to be entered to win the mini Jeep and get some of your favorite gear, but you're also going to be supporting the Peck Brothers family.
We're doing something pretty fun. We've got a promo pack that if you spend $125 on our website, you're gonna be able to get this shirt, a lanyard, and a sticker for only $19.99, and that's this giveaway only.
Go to PeckBrothersOffroad.com, and anything you buy is gonna get you entered to win this Jeep. The giveaway ends on December 16th, Monday at midnight. Thank you so much for watching.